All right, why don't we get started, Fernando? I'm Will Young. I'm the owner and CEO of Aerowave, and I'll be your MC for today. But the star of the show today is Fernando Granadino, who's our Director of Security Solutions and resident camera and surveillance access control AI expert. Uh, and I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Fernando to introduce himself, and then he's going to show us some pretty cool solutions that we and our partners provide today. So, Fernando, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Thanks, Will. Hey guys, everyone. Thank you for coming today. It's a federal holiday, so we appreciate it even more. Um, First of all, my name is Fernando Granadino. I'm Director of Security Solutions here at Aerowave. I've been around the security world, AI business for about 10 years now. So you can definitely say this is what I love doing, right? So I want to start this off by asking you a couple questions, and asking you guys to play along with me for a little second. I'm going to play, let me first share my screen. I'm going to ask you guys to watch the following video. And it's going to be a little bit of an interaction. And it's a challenge. And the challenge consists of, I want you guys to count how many people with orange shirts get subs or sandwiches from the truck. Okay? Go. Okay? Well, how many did you count?
I counted 7.
You counted 7. Okay, we have a 3. Okay. 12. That's a lot. Okay, so 7. Okay, not bad.
There we go.
Oh, we have another 7. Nice. Okay, so not bad. 2 7s, a 3, and a 12. It's a lot. But what else did you guys notice? You guys see the ice cream truck change to a pizza? Did you guys see the guy, the presenter now has glasses, whereas before he didn't? But the most important thing, did you guys see that person now dropping off the package? The package, it could be just a simple package, but it could be also a bomb, right? So this is where AI kicks in, right? Imagine this is one screen, one camera looking at one scene. Now, imagine something like this. Whether it's a school, whether it's a hospital, whether it's a government building, whether it's a warehouse, whether it's any type of business, the human brain does not have the capacity to pick up something up, to pick up everything, every single thing that's happening in every single screen. It just doesn't have it. No matter how much you pay that person, no matter how many people you have looking at screens, the human brain is not designed to work that way. How it's designed is that you task the brain or task the person to find a specific thing, a fight, a package being delivered, a possible breaking, and that's what it's going to be trained to find. Anything else outside that specific pattern, it's going to miss, no matter how much you pay that person. So that's where AI kicks in. Now, we partner with Motorola Solutions, specifically with Avigilon, to find these things. So instead of looking at a screen with hundreds of cameras, or even a few dozens of cameras to find these things, AI does it for us. So instead of looking at a video wall with so many cameras or things are bound to get missed, AI will find these things for us and bring us the attention to the things that matter most to us. So as things start happening, it'll bring the attention to those things, right? Because we don't care about shadows, trees moving, when we get video footage. We care about, a person on a watch list. We care about a possible weapon in our parking lot or a possible person with a weapon coming near our schools. We care about, someone jumping a fence. We care about an intruder. We care about, let's say, a parent with a custody problem. We care about someone that threatened our company, coming back. so on and so forth, or a car, going the wrong way or unusual speeds. Those are the things that we care about. And that's where AI kicks in. And that's where AI can alert us and act upon it. So instead of trying to figure out where things happen, and I'm going to trigger, let's say, a specific watch list, right? I added this person to my watch list, right? Beforehand. And here he is, coming to my front desk, coming, he acts a little bit defensive, right? Threatens the front desk. I have my focus of attention. That's it. That's the picture. That's him live. And it tells me exactly what that person is. So that could be my lobby. It could be my, bad desk. Not only do I know, but I can go and replay that specific incident of that person coming in. So I can, trust but verify. And I can go live to see and find that person there. But again, if I go back to my focus of attention map, I know exactly where that is happening. That is a watch list. If I see, let's say, a possible firearm in a parking lot, you can see it right there. That's a firearm in my parking lot. I go back to my weapons, my focus of attention map. I know exactly where it is. Same thing, I can go back, replay it, and the incident will be right there and there for me to verify. So you don't have to second guess things anymore. You don't have to wait for a human trigger to wait or for an audio, trigger to know that a gun is there. The moment a weapon shows up in a camera in a parking lot or an entryway, you'll know, you can act upon it. That's why AI kicks in, right? Second thing, what if you're trying to find an individual? Usually when you're trying to find someone, let's say in a building, in a school, a museum, it takes hours, right? It might get a little bit faster if okay, we have an individual that was around this building and we know that happened between, let's say, 8 and 10. Okay, maybe the search, instead of taking hours, takes 20, 30, 40 minutes, right? If you know specific times, specific cameras. But still, 20 minutes is a long time. But what if you can narrow it down to seconds, to minutes? That would save a lot of time. What if you could do it in seconds? Let's look at a scenario of a school. Let's say you're looking for a specific student. What if you can find him one time, hover over him, tell the system, find this specific student now. Where is he now? And you can search through every single camera in your district. And there you go. It takes less than 2 seconds. And you find him. Now you can add him to your facial watch list so the next time he or she shows up in any camera across your district, across any building, across your offices, you know exactly where he is. That saves not only hours or minutes, but it saves seconds. You can deploy security, you can deploy administration to find this person. You can deploy, security to intercept a possible threat to your building. So that's where AI kicks in. And the beauty about this is that AI will learn. So not only does it work around a specific target, like people, watch lists, weapons, but AI will learn. So something unusual. So for example, speed, like direction violation. It knows in a specific scene that cars are supposed to be going left and right, left and right. If something goes right to left, it'll send you an alert. If something is supposed to be going, a specific speed of cars, and a car is going too fast or too slow, you will get those alerts. You have a hallway, at a school, and all of a sudden it sees a crowd of kids gathering around the circle. It's possibly a fight. You will get alerts. So AI adapts and learns and acts accordingly. So no more about second guessing, no more of looking at footage to see what happened, to go back and, okay, here's the incident, this would happen, the damage has been done already, so a little bit too late for that, right? But this will allow you to act a lot faster, will allow you to react while things will happen, and with adaptive AI, maybe get ahead of things and act before they actually happen. But what are other things that you can get alerted on other than the weapons detection, appearance search of finding individuals, or a watch list? Well, you can really get alerted on many, many, many things. Sorry, I mentioned weapons detection. Other things that you can get alerted on objects in area, objects loitering, objects leaving an area, objects entering, objects stopping, objects appearing, objects crossing a beam. This is fantastic when you have students like jumping fences, exiting playgrounds, or in hospitals, patient eloping, that sort of thing. So you have many, many, many possibilities. Occupancy counting, if you don't know how many people are in a specific area on any given time. Direction violation, like I mentioned earlier, or even stuff like license plate watch lists. You know, this is pretty big right now as well. You create a specific watch list of a specific license plate you want to get notified on. Same thing. You have a specific plate that you add. That license plate shows up on any camera, and it'll show up on your focus of attention map. There you go. It'll show up, and when you hover over it, it'll tell you exactly on what map, on what part of your premise, on what camera that is happening on. And you can arrange the map based on your personal preference, whether it's parking lot, exterior cameras, interior cameras, so on and so forth. You can complement this virtual map with an actual map. If you prefer to have it with a satellite view of the map and have it have a actual alert blink like this when something triggers in a specific camera, you can have that as well. So you can have it complementary. It's just having map like this across every single building of a large campus of a school district, you would need 20, 30, 40 screens to do that. So you can complement the focus of potential virtual maps. You can have a school district laid out like this and complement it with a map like this. Same thing. And when you click on that specific camera, there's your view, and you can click on it, right? And you can also have maps within maps. You have an exterior map, you can click on the interior map, and you can still have the views of the cameras once you click on it. You can always go back to the exterior map. I'm just going to leave it open to questions and comments.
Yeah, we will leave it open to questions. I think I think there is one that came in, Fernando. Okay. And I think one thing that people really are interested in is can you use these features, these AI features on non-Avigilon cameras?
Yes. Yes, you can. So these features are not proprietary. That's a great thing about it. So as long as the cameras or the third-party cameras are ONVIF compliant, we can definitely inject these analytics. We can inject this metadata onto any ONVIF compliant camera, whether it's by an analytic appliance, or an analytic server. And they would live within, let's say, the Avigilon software, but we can use your Bosch cameras, your Axis cameras, your Samsung cameras, your Hanwha cameras. So as long as they're ONVIF compliant, yes, we can inject analytics into it. In fact, a lot of our clients use third-party cameras, and we inject the analytics into them.
Another question here is, you talked about the facial watch list, facial matching. Mm-hmm. Aren't there privacy concerns with this kind of stuff?
Great question. Actually, yeah, there are some states like Texas where facial recognition is banned. But the great thing about this is not facial recognition. Like, the system doesn't know who this person is. In fact, I don't even know who this person is. What it does, I'm going to oversimplify this, but if you think of it like the Matrix, right? The binary code, ones and zeros. What it does, each face, like this picture that we uploaded, is a picture is made up of ones and zeros. So what the system does, it matches that specific pattern of ones and zeros with slight variations. For example, this same person, obviously, with time, there was a little bit of weight gain, different glasses, different haircut, right? But it is the same person. So the pattern of ones and zeros pretty much stays the same. So it'll match that pattern of the picture with the pattern of that person live. So that's what it does. You're not tapping into any database. You're not tapping into any social media. You're not tapping into any government list, watch list database at all. So there's no privacy violation. There's no privacy, concerns whatsoever. That's why Motorola Solutions and Avigilon are able to distribute this nationwide. because it doesn't violate any privacy laws or anything like that.
Got it. We've got another question here that's, can you integrate radio with this surveillance system?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you can. You can integrate Motorola Solutions radios to a software called Orchestrate. So basically, as you can get these alerts on the software, you get it like this, obviously, through the system alerts. You can get them on the app, right, on the mobile app, on your phone or your tablet. You also get them on your radios. So for example, if you have an SRO, you have a security team that's deployed outside a desk, right? Let's say they're patrolling the perimeter, they're patrolling the campus, and they get, let's say, a weapons detection alert or a watch list or a perimeter breach. That alert will go either through a voice prompt or a text prompt on the radios, and they can, get deployed towards the specific area. So the answer is yes, that will go through the radios as well.
Perfect. And then the fact that facial recognition, real quick, is that something that is just on like tape delay, for lack of a better term, or is that a real time access? Like you can see that real time?
It's real time. It's real time. So we looked at two different things today. We looked at the peering search, which is when I showed when we search for the student, that little kid. That is between, I think, a 15 to 20-second delay, which is still almost real time. The face, the watch list, the weapons detection, the LPR, that is real time. So the moment the camera detects that person, that's the second you get the alert. It happens in fractions of a second. You'll know real time where that person is. In fact, if I go, whatever triggers the alert, you can click on it and you can go live to see that event happening right there and then. So direction violation, I can go replay that incident, or I can go live to see that happening right there. You can see it right there. I'm live right now.
This is awesome. Thank you, Fernando.
Of course.
It looks like maybe one more question here. On the firearm detection, what happens? The camera sees the firearm. What happens after that?
So it really depends on what you want it to happen. Each client is unique, and each client has its protocols, but anything can happen from just the alert, or always going through AI. You can take it a lot further. You can have complete lockdowns. Like, for example, if you have access control, because you can integrate as the same way as you can integrate radios into this, you can integrate with access control. You can create rules that based on the if then that protocol, that if a weapon is detected, then you can have your whole school building locked down from the access control without, again, having a human in the middle of it. We've all seen the news and all the different, the door was pried open, or it was left open, or, they didn't lock it down, or a lot of those things can be avoided. The moment the camera detects the weapon, whether it's at the front door or coming towards the front door, it's seen at the lobby, the moment it detects it, you can have a rule that locks down every single door in the building. So you don't have to have someone manually go to every door, and lock it, or someone has to have that, skeleton key badge that has to be swiped at a specific reader for the lockdown to happen. No, you can use AI for that. Or you can be campus specific. If that alert is only on the elementary school, the lockdown can only happen there. Or if you want it to be district wide, it could be district wide. So to answer the question, yeah, it could be just the alert to have, local security deployed. It could have an alert that goes to the local police, to the PD, or it could be a district-wide lockdown or a campus lockdown through access control, or all of the above. So it really depends on what the client wants. But yeah, it doesn't have to stay only as an alert on the system or on your phone. You can actually take action. That's why AI it's not only alerting, it's actually taking action and being a lot more proactive and preventing harm from happening.
Awesome. Thank you, Fernando. I think that's all the questions we have. we are. Oh, we've got it. Actually, no, we've got another question. Can you? I'm sort of reading between the lines here. Can you provide recommendations or mapping that improve an existing system that a client or end user has?
Yes. So we'll go out there and we'll do an evaluation of what you currently have, right? So we'll look at your current system, we'll look at what the coverage that you have, and yeah, we'll make recommendations of blind spots, or if the camera you have overlooking, let's say, a field or some hallways is enough, or adequate for that specific view, and make recommendations based on that, but yes, we'll do that, and then we'll provide a system design. We'll implement those recommendations, and give you a map where you'll have the new coverage based on the new cameras, or the combination of new cameras and your existing cameras to give you that coverage that you want, and the optimal coverage for your specific building or campus. But yes, we will do that.
Awesome. I think that's all the questions we have. If there's nothing else, I know it's a federal holiday, but we will record this, and this will be available for folks to look at later. But Fernando, we really appreciate you taking some time to educate us. I know AI, artificial intelligence, is a huge buzzword that everybody hears about right now, and it's great to kind of see how it works in the world of video surveillance, and how we can really keep people safer. That's the goal that Aerowave has. I think that's the goal that Motorola and Avigilon have, is to do what it takes to make people safer. So we appreciate everybody jumping on. We will have another webinar in a few weeks. I don't know if we have a date set yet, but on the difference between different types of radio systems, P25, LTE, and DMR, and look forward to having folks join that webinar in a few weeks. And until then, everyone have a great holiday, and great 4th of July in a couple of weeks. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.